Thank you for your interest in the federal SBIR and STTR programs. Before diving into any proposal package development or any proposal writing, it is really important to make sure that there are some registrations in place. The first registration that is going to be super important to get started on is going to be your SAM registration or System for Award Management. The System for Award Management is a government database for entities that wish to apply for government contracting or funding opportunities. This extends further than SBIR and STTR, but is also required for SBIR and STTR. There are multiple registration steps that are required for the first time when you register in SAM.gov. The first is to register with your login.gov credentials. Make sure that you're using the same email address that you use for other registrations, and make sure you use a valid phone number. They will be texting or calling you with a code for their two-factor authentication. A really good benefit to using login.gov is that it can be used across agency submission portals. SAM registration is important to start on right away as it can take several weeks. There's a lot of checks that need to happen in the background before it is fully complete. As you're registering for SAM.gov, make sure that you're using the same address that you used when you registered your small business with IRS. They're going to be matching the addresses in the background during your SAM registration. There's a few additional pieces of information that you need, including your business details, any sort of banking information. You will put them in SAM.gov. So when an award is granted, you will receive money through the business and banking information you provide here. Also, make sure that your contact information is up to date. You will need to validate or update this registration at least once a year, and any additional information can be found on SAM.gov. A UEI number will be assigned to small businesses at the same time as your SAM ID. If you are going through SAM registration for the first time, you will also register for UEI. If you have a SAM registration already in place, you will be able to log into SAM.gov and click Update or Get a UEI number. Historically, a DUNS number was required, but this has now been replaced by UEI. So if you have had a DUNS number in the past and have used a DUNS number to apply for proposal packages, make sure that you update it to the UEI number, which can be done under SAM.gov. The registration for a UEI number is completely free. Don't input any sensitive information on any pages asking for payments. The only reliable source of information for UEI is SAM.gov. This is true for all of the agencies and anywhere you're putting any sensitive information when working with the government. Government websites are going to be ending in .gov. That is a .com or a .org. That is not an official government page. So just make sure that you're checking the URLs. In addition to the UEI number and the SAM ID, you're going to need an SBC Control ID. This you can get from sbir.gov/registration. There you have to put in a few pieces of information, including business contact information, a few data points. You will also input your TIN, UEI, and email. Make sure that the email you use here is going to be the same one that you use to log in to SAM.gov. After you have completed this registration, they will provide you a PDF with your control ID that you will be able to attach to your proposal packages. In addition to the 3 registrations mentioned in the first part of the presentation, there are agency-specific registration that are required prior to submission. The Department of Defense is the first agency that uses a separate submission system that requires a registration. You will first log in with your login.gov credentials, and then you will set up your firm information in the system. This is the only way that you will be able to submit a SBIR STTR proposal to DoD. You can skip through some of the information when creating a profile, but in order to submit a full proposal, you would need to complete all information. To learn more about their submission portal, click the link below. NASA also uses a separate portal for proposal submissions. Their portal is called NASA SBIR STTR Electronic Handbook, or EHB. You will need your EIN, tax ID, and taxpayer state, along with some basic business or firm contact information to register in the system. This includes your UEI. If you need any additional information, please click on the link below. NSF also uses a separate submission site, research.gov, for proposal submissions. NSF historically used Fastlane, but in 2023, they have switched over to using research.gov. You will start off with some basic contact information to get a provisional account, and you will have to use your NSF Generate ID to complete registration processes. And this also includes using your UEI in order to submit a SBIR or STTR proposal package through research.gov. Your UEI needs to be registered within the system. If you need any additional information, please click on the link below. NIH uses two different options for submissions, grants.gov and Assist. Assist is not really a different platform. It uses the ERA backbone, but it is easier to navigate than grants.gov and that integrated workspace. In grants.gov, you will log in using your login.gov credentials. To get started, you will provide some basic contact information. You will have to add your organizational profile via their UEI number, and then you can create a workspace to work in there. Typically for NIH, you will use ERA Commons, which is NIH's electronic research administration system that allows applicants, grantees, and NIH staff to access, share, and transmit application and grant information. Both the organization and the individual tied to a program will need to be registered. This can be more than one individual. And then you won't be submitting anything through ERA Commons, but you can access Assist through there. Department of Energy, or DOE, uses grants.gov to submit proposal packages through a workspace. Grants.gov is a clearinghouse for grant opportunity seeking and is used by several SBIR and STTR agencies, as you can already see. You will log in using the login.gov credentials that we have already mentioned a few times. And to get started, you will provide some basic contact information. You will also add your organization to the account via the UEI number. And you will create a workspace where you will build your whole proposal package and submit it through there. DOE also requires registration for their Portfolio Analysis and Management System, or PAMS, to submit a letter of intent for the opportunity. You can create a personal account in PAMS, and then you can create an institutional profile and then link that to your business and submit your LOI through there. Most other agencies use a combination of the prior mentioned sites. Grants.gov is a really big one. Here are a few notable exceptions. The EPA, they require submissions through Fed Connect. Department of Transportation, they also have their own registration site, and DHS uses their own portal. If you're unsure of which agency submission portal to use, feel free to contact us for additional information, and we're more than happy to help.